good morning, everybody, and welcome to ShortSalePowerHour.com. That was our remote, just fell between the crack and the couch over here.
We'll have to go old school and stand up and stop this video.
Yeah, that's cool. Well, hey, it's Friday. We know it's the day before a long weekend. It's Labor Day weekend, and we know that many of you, including us, are probably leaving the office early. So, you know what? We're going to keep it a little short today, and we're not going to go real deep, but we do want to talk around a rumor that's going on out there. Now, mind you, we're filming this video about 7 to 10 days before you're watching it.
Yeah, we're filming this 9 days before you watched it, so I'm curious to see what unravels over the next 9 days. By the time this video airs, this may be really relevant, or it may be absolutely nothing at all. But we thought we should talk about it regardless, whether it comes to fruition or not. All day yesterday, I kept hearing rumors of a Chase and Bank of America merger. Maybe merger's not the right word. Acquisition. But Chase acquiring Bank of America. And I gotta tell you, that scares the hell out of me.
Well, first of all, for any of you that know us really well and watch this blog, you know our past history with both of those banks, and you know which ones we like more than the others. But at the end of the day, why it scares me is because you've got two of the largest banks in the country, Wells, BofA, and Chase are 1, 2, and 3. They're the three largest, and you're gonna put them together at some level. And we've seen in the past with Countrywide and BofA and WAMU and Chase and
EMC and Chase,
and Chase,
also
and Wachovia and Wells. Anytime there's acquisitions at those levels,
it can be tough.
It can be a tough transition for us, the agents trying to do short sales.
Well, I'll take it even further. I worked for Bank One during the Bank One Chase merger.
Okay.
That was a nightmare.
I'm sorry.
It took a year for them to get processes to have what they call day one. I mean, they have this whole thing where they're counting down to day one. And day one is operating as one unit. So,
yeah.
I mean, I've been through the merger on the inside as an employee. I've certainly done plenty of short sales with companies that have come together. BofA, Wells Fargo comes to mind. Wells, Wachovia, all the other ones you just mentioned. I mean, EMC and Chase, etc. That part's scary too. The bigger concern in my mind is, what does that do to the economy from a standpoint of control of the financial institutions in this country?
Well, I want to challenge you guys to do something right now. Write down this website. It's called thegreatrecovery.com. Dave Ramsey, we were listening to it a little bit yesterday. Thegreatrecovery.com. I went home and watched all of it last night. I'm going to just flat out tell you it has a very spiritual side to it. Dave's not afraid or ashamed to say he's a believer and that our country needs to return to some biblical guidelines around wealth. But Dave's also a smart, economical guy, so he goes through in that thing and talks about when our country made the switch from thinking people and businesses were the ones that created jobs to when our country all of a sudden shifted to the government creates jobs. And that's one of the reasons where we are right now is the economy. He uses the analogy. The economy used to just be like the weather. Yeah. It was what it was. The weather is what it is. It's rainy, it's sunny, it's hailing, it's a tornado, whatever. We observed it and we all adjusted to the weather. But now, and that's how the economy used to be, but now when the economy goes down, rather than seeing it like the weather, we're literally trying to change the weather patterns.
Yeah, we're trying to change it.
We're trying to affect the weather, also known as the economy. And talks a lot about TARP, and there was some really crazy numbers that came out in the last 10 days around TARP. The actual amounts of money that were lent to those banks back in 2006 were actually finally revealed. It's disgusting if you want to go do the research out there. I'm not going into it today. I'm not even claiming that I'm an expert, but I've read up on it.
It's gross.
And it's pretty gross. But, I mean, it just goes to what you're saying, two large banks taking each other over. Again, we're trying to do something to the economy. We don't want to let anything fail. And when we get to that place of not wanting to let anything fail, what happens is we're just bailing out people and large businesses that have made bad decisions, and what that does is obviously continue to drive our debt up.
Absolutely, which is, it's not good for everybody, for anybody, and in the long run.
Well, dude, anybody that does short sales, we get the scripture that says the borrower is slave to the lender. We get that when we've done short sales. And sitting over here representing slaves, if you will, all day, we get angry and mad. That's why you see so much emotion on the video, because to a degree, we're kind of helpless. Now, we create results, but we really are the slaves in this business. We're subject. I mean, if all the lenders come out tomorrow and say we're not going to pay more than 4% commissions, what are any of us going to do about it? We're freaking slave to what they have to say.
That's our dues to NAR.
Yeah.
We're going to get them to fight for us.
Sure, I get it, but what I mean, it's. Anyway, I know we started this episode on B of A and Chase, and I went off on a tangent, but that's all. I'll stop now.
That's it. Let's wrap it up. Good point. I'm curious if this.
Go watch The Great Recovery. Do yourself a favor.
In fact,
and be open-minded about it. Honestly, if you're not a believer, or you're just not right with God, or you don't know, you just don't get God, whatever. Just be open to it, because there's a lot of truth there if you'll put aside your preconceived notions on what you think God is like.
Well, just replace the word God with whatever you need to replace it with, so that way you're not offended by the video.
But it makes sense.
Yep. Ready?
1, 2, 3. Short sale power hour. Short sale power hour. Crush it, old school style.
That's right. I gotta walk in front of the camera.